Okay, would you please welcome me to the stage, Professor Stephen Boyle from the University of South Australia, who is also our conference chair this morning.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Associate Vice-Chancellor Stephen Holliday, and also to thank you for having us here and opening up your facilities for us all for the next 2 days. Thank you so much. I'd like to welcome you all here on behalf of the Australian Academy of Business and Social Sciences. This is an organisation that's devoted to high quality research and publication in both business and social sciences. It was founded by a group of Australian academics who strongly believe that excellence in research and publication is key to benefiting not just academics, but businesses, societies, and all other stakeholders, whether those be local, national, regional, or even international. The Academy works with partners throughout the world, building networks between research and publication, between academics and society, between government and the private sector, and across all diverse interest groups. And there's a couple of people that you will meet hopefully over the next 2 days, or you probably met them as you came out of the lift this morning, that are really the key players within the Academy of Australian Academy of Business and Social Sciences. And so if you do get a chance to have a word with any of the Drs. Izaz Ahmed or Dr. Abdullah or Dr. Wahid Murad, I think they deserve a huge round of applause for the work they've put in. And to thank Izaz as well, because with his influence we've been able to have these facilities as well. So just let his bosses know he's doing a great job, and he's a nice guy as well. So we thank him for that. Looking at the sort of papers, and Stephen's already mentioned the different diverse areas and countries and things like that. In fact, he's taken half my speech because I was going to talk about the same sort of thing. And there's this amazing diversity across the different papers, you know, and we've sort of grouped them together in those sort of traditional themes, such like economics and accounting and social sciences, management, entrepreneurship, ICT, and finance and education and things like that. But also areas such as social business and social media, and sort of moving more and more into those sort of contemporary areas of how we actually interact with each other, whether that be through business or through our social activities as well. And so trying to find those links, even though we've sort of grouped them together in those sort of traditional ways, there are lots of different ways that we can see many of these papers linking together across many cross-cultural aspects of contemporary society. We are a global society, and we do link so closely together through social media, through the immediacy of technology that we know, and are affected ourselves by events that occur within minutes of them happening around the world. And here we are in Australia almost upon Anzac Day, which is 100 years since the landing at Gallipoli, and information about an event such as that would take 2 weeks before it reached the shores here in Australia of events that would have happened in those sorts of times. And so there's actually an interesting exhibition on at the moment about what would life be like if they had Twitter at Gallipoli and hashtag Gallipoli. And so an interesting approach to how we now deal with information, the immediacy of that and the connections that we have with each other. So it's an interesting mix of papers as people come together here today and tomorrow to share those experiences, to share their research, to share their perspectives on all those different aspects of our lives that come together. And so there's lots of different country comparisons, looking at different types of demographic groups within our society, lots of different types of levels of that sort of analysis at the individual level, the organisational level, or even at the national level as well. Everything from individuals, small business, right through to multinational corporations, and how we integrate all of those aspects of our daily lives. And so everything from agriculture, the resource sector, manufacturing, retail, government, health, education, all of these things impact on us. And so that's what the Academy is about. And that's why I think it's an interesting association that brings together not just business or management, but actually brings in other aspects of the social sciences, and linking with journals such as the Journal of Developing Areas that has a focus on that sort of aspect of developing countries and building up huge sort of benefits for all of the global society. And looking at some of the keynotes we have this morning, and I'm sure that our hosts will sort of talk through all of those different people, but it's an interesting aspect too of the way that we come to be here today. And so some of us have gone through a very traditional pathway of being an academic and studying at university with their PhDs and then publishing and becoming very successful. And we have people such as Professor Ronald Johnson, the former Dean of the College of Business in North Dakota, who's been an academic for over 40 years, and so a huge amount of experience and wealth of knowledge that we are so privileged to have here today, that's going to share some of his experiences with us. Through to people like myself, who started out life as a musician and worked as a musician, and now I'm the Dean of the Business School at the University of South Australia. And so we all take different paths to get to where we come. And we have, of course, Professor Scott Bowman, the Vice-Chancellor, who was originally a radiographer. And Vinnie Caraballo, Dr. Vinnie Caraballo, was an Army US helicopter attack pilot. So don't mess with Vinnie. But so lots of people come from different ways, but we all eventually end up at this place together to share things because we all have a passion about how organisations work. Society works as an organisation. As soon as we have two people, we have to have a management structure. We have to have some sort of communication processes. We have to have a plan, and we work together in a way that we can be harmonious. And so understanding organisations through whether that be a focus with a lens of management or through economics or through the more personal aspects of sort of human resource management and dialogue, or at the national level and politics and social sciences as well. I think this is going to be a very exciting conference. I'm very honoured to be the chair of the conference, and I know putting on a conference, and we'll have some thanks at the end of the 2 days, putting on a conference is a massive undertaking, and so I do thank those people that have been involved, and I also thank all of you for your patience as well. If there is the odd hiccup along the way, please work with us, and I'm sure that we can sort out any issues whatsoever. Thank you all for being here, and we look forward to hearing over the next 2 days lots of discussion, not just in the rooms, not just about the papers, but also at the morning teas, lunches and the dinner tomorrow night, as we start to build a society across the world of academics and researchers and practitioners in business and the social sciences. So thank you very much for having us here, and I'll hand back to Stephen. Thank you.